Hi everyone, I'm Jack Glynn. I'm the Abington Fire Department Chief. I just want to give everybody an update about what's been going on in Abington recently with the brush fires. A lot of folks reach out to us and they're asking questions about how does it work? Why are we going back to the same areas for brush fires? Why is it different this year than other years? And I thought it was a good opportunity to explain to you what's been happening. So normally in the spring, late winter into spring is when all the leaves have been on the ground for a while from the winter. We don't have what we call a canopy covering from the greenery and the leaves. So the sunlight goes directly onto the new mulch from the last year in the woods. When it's dry, we're susceptible to brush fires. As late spring comes on, we tend to get a little more greenery coverage, and that protects it a little bit and keeps the moisture in. And that's what we go through every spring, basically during burning season. This year's been very unusual. We're in severe drought conditions like we've never seen before at this time of year. And I'm sure you're seeing on the news everywhere about brush fires popping up all around the state. Some of them are reminiscent of things you would see out west in like California in that area. It's things we haven't seen really before like this. In Abington, we're no exception to the rule. We've battled some tough brush fires in the last couple of weeks, and again, to explain a little bit where we're coming from with that. In Massachusetts, particularly the Southeast, it's very unique, the burning situation. I spent some years in Florida, and it was a different type of brush fire. It was very surface-oriented, very soft underground. Where we are here in Abington, in Massachusetts, it's a rough terrain. It goes up over granite and quarries. It's very, very difficult terrain sometimes, but the way it burns is different than anywhere else. It burns through that mulch that's built up, and when we don't have enough volume of precipitation to soak it down, the more dry it is, the more air that gets in there. So sometimes is happening is sometimes it can be smoldering and burning underground up to 10 or 12 inches. When we recently had a fire in Abington, and it was about 2.5 to 3 acres, we actually looked at each other and said, realistically, it's probably about 10 acres if you take into account everything that's underground. We can put out all the active fire we see and soak it as best we can, but it can be smoldering in a root system, travel through that root system 8 inches underground, and pop up 10 yards away in a different location. It's strange. It's a strange version of basically that game whack-a-mole. And so what our objective is we just have to soak it, and we have to soak the leaves that haven't burned and the area around it, perimeter of these fires once we extinguish them. We have to soak them overall. We had 1.5 inches of rain yesterday, which we were expected to have a 1/2 inch of rain. That extra inch of rain is tremendous. It's not going to hold us for the next 3 or 4 weeks, but it gives us a reprieve. So what I'm asking you to do as the residents of Abington is, the way you can help us, if you have a chimenea or a fire pit or even a charcoal fireplace, please refrain from it for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Anything that feels like it's contained well may not be contained well. A slight breeze can blow an ember 30 yards away, and it can hit a dry spot, and that runs away at that point, and that's what it causes. Obviously, responsible disposal of any type of cigarette or smoking paraphernalia, please be cautious with that. And the other thing is just make sure that some of those dry leaves and grass clippings, keep it away from buildings, keep it away from areas where it can take off. At this point, just want to thank the crews that have been involved. We've been so blessed by having mutual aid departments from all over Massachusetts, from the North Shore to the southern Plymouth counties, communities. But I especially want to thank our Abington firefighters, the men and women that have taken that oath to protect and help, that are here off duty, away from their families. Some of them are going on, an hour's sleep in like 2 or 3 days. We're a great team, and we're only a great team because of you, the residents of Abington. Finally, I wanted to thank the residents of Abington for your continued support. We feel it all the time. We have a difficult incident, people stop in, they say hi, they check in on us. You have no idea how much that means to all of us. We take such a great pride in serving you, the residents of Abington, and we want to say thank you back. I'd just like to close and say happy holidays. I hope everybody stays safe, and we're going to continue to do everything we can to protect all of you. Thank you so much for your time.